Imagine a doll, an innocent-looking Raggedy Ann doll becoming a vessel of terror, a toy that is anything but a plaything. In the early 1970s, two nursing students innocently purchased what they thought was a simple, harmless toy. Little did they know this Raggedy Ann doll, later known as Annabelle, would become the source of their nightmares. Soon after the doll's arrival, strange things began to occur. The doll would appear in different places around the apartment, far from where it was initially placed. It wasn't just a random shift either. It was as if the doll had a mind of its own, moving from room to room, changing its position, even standing upright on its raggedy legs. But this was just the beginning. The doll seemed to communicate, leaving cryptic messages around the apartment. These notes, scrawled on parchment paper that the girls didn't even own, carried chilling messages like "Help us" and "Help Lou." Who was Lou, and who or what was asking for help? As the occurrences escalated, so did the terror. The girls started to notice the doll's seeming ability to change its expression. A once cheerful and benign face now seemed to carry a sinister smirk. The doll's eyes, once full of faux innocence, now held an eerie glint, a malevolent stare that sent chills down their spines. The girls began to sense a dark presence surrounding the doll, an ominous aura that filled their apartment with dread. But they were far from understanding the true nature of this entity. They thought they were dealing with a mischievous spirit, a ghost perhaps. But what they were about to discover was something far more terrifying, something that transcended the boundaries of their understanding. Unbeknownst to the girls, this was just the beginning of a terrifying journey. Enter Ed and Lorraine Warren, renowned paranormal investigators, who were soon to unravel the true nature of the doll. Their reputation preceded them, as they had previously investigated many cases of paranormal activities. But what they were about to uncover with Annabelle was something they would never forget. The Warrens were contacted in the wake of the unnerving incidents surrounding the doll. Their initial skepticism soon turned into genuine concern as they delved into their investigation. They found the doll to be possessed, not by the spirit of a young girl, but by a malevolent entity that identified itself as Annabelle Higgins. This revelation was not the end of their ordeal. The Warrens observed the doll's unnatural behavior, its ability to move around on its own, and the chilling messages it would leave behind. The couple even reported violent attacks and near-death experiences linked to the doll, further solidifying their belief in its demonic possession. It was during one such incident that Ed Warren, a seasoned investigator who had seen his fair share of the paranormal, experienced a sense of dread that he had never felt before. He described it as a cold, malevolent force, a palpable evil that seemed to emanate from the doll. The Warrens also noticed that those who mocked the doll's powers often experienced tragic and sometimes fatal incidents. This was a stark reminder of the severity of the situation they were dealing with. The doll was not just a toy anymore. It was a vessel for a demonic entity that had the ability to cause harm and chaos. The Warrens knew they had to act, or the terror was far from over. With the demonic entity identified, the Warrens knew they had to perform an exorcism to contain the malevolent spirit. The Warrens, renowned paranormal investigators, were no strangers to the dark and inexplicable. Yet, the malevolent spirit that possessed the Annabelle doll was unlike anything they had ever faced. They knew they had a formidable task ahead, but they were determined to bring an end to the reign of terror. The exorcism was a chilling, heart-stopping event. Ed and Lorraine Warren, armed with unyielding faith and years of experience, confronted the demonic entity. The room was thick with tension, the air crackling with an unseen power. The Warrens called upon their spiritual resources, invoking divine intervention to banish the spirit from the doll. Once the exorcism was complete, they could not afford to let their guard down. After all, they were dealing with a spirit that had shown its capacity for violence and harm. They decided to contain the doll within their occult museum. A specially designed glass case inscribed with protective symbols was chosen as the doll's new home. The Warrens took every precaution to ensure that the doll's malevolent influence was contained. They surrounded the case with objects of religious significance, creating a barrier of positive energy. They were well aware of the potential risks. A single misstep could unleash the demonic entity once more. However, the Warrens' efforts were not entirely successful. Despite their best efforts, the doll continued to exert its influence. Visitors to the museum who dared to mock the doll's powers often found themselves facing inexplicable misfortunes. These incidents served as a chilling reminder of the doll's malevolent power. The doll, now contained, was thought to be harmless, but they were wrong. Even behind a glass case, the Annabelle doll continues to exert its sinister influence. The doll's chilling presence is a testament to the enduring power of dark forces. Her reign of terror is not a tale from a bygone era, but an ongoing saga that unfolds in the Warrens Occult Museum even today. Imagine a harmless visit to a museum turning into a haunting experience, a mocking jest spiraling into a grim reality. That's the fate of many who dared to scoff at Annabelle's powers. Their stories are not just urban legends, but cold, hard, documented incidents. One such story speaks of a young man who rapped on the glass case, challenging Annabelle to do her worst. Laughing, he left, his mockery echoing in the silent museum. But the laughter soon faded. Hours later, he met with a fatal accident, his life snuffed out in the blink of an eye. The doll, locked away and seemingly harmless, didn't need to leave her glass prison to wreak havoc. Her influence seeped out, unfettered by the protective inscriptions on the case, reaching out to those who dared to provoke. It's as if the exorcism conducted by the Warrens only managed to contain the physical entity, not the malevolent spirit that lingers, biding its time, waiting for the next skeptic to challenge its power. So, does Annabelle truly hold a demonic spirit named Annabelle Higgins? Or is it all a figment of our collective imaginations, a chilling tale spun to evoke fear? The answer remains shrouded in mystery, much like the doll itself. Yet one thing is certain: Annabelle, a toy turned terror, continues to instill fear, locked away yet powerful. Despite the containment, her eerie presence still dominates the Warrens Occult Museum, a grim reminder of the unseen forces that lurk in our world. Annabelle, a toy turned terror, continues to instill fear, locked away yet powerful. So there lies Annabelle in the Warrens Occult Museum, a testament to the unseen horrors that exist among us. This ordinary-looking doll, with its faded fabric and innocent stare, is anything but. It is a chilling reminder of a tale that sends shivers down the spine, a tale of the paranormal that has left many questioning the world around them. The original Annabelle, as we know it, is not just a doll. It is a vessel that once housed a malevolent spirit named Annabelle Higgins. This spirit brought forth a series of terrifying events, from near-death experiences to violent attacks. And the brave souls who dared to face this paranormal entity head-on? Ed and Lorraine Warren. Their courage and determination led them to perform an exorcism in an attempt to contain the doll's sinister spirit. But even with all their efforts, the terror associated with Annabelle persists. Despite being locked away behind glass etched with protective inscriptions, the doll's chilling influence remains. Visitors who dared to mock its power have faced dire consequences, a grim testament to the horrors that continue to lurk within the doll. As we conclude this eerie tale, we must pay tribute to the Warrens. Their unyielding bravery in the face of such dread is a beacon of hope in a world where unseen horrors lurk. Their occult museum stands as a chilling reminder of the paranormal entities that exist among us, hidden in plain sight. Remember, not all toys bring joy. Some, like Annabelle, bring pure terror. Dare to delve deeper into the world of the paranormal? Subscribe to our channel and share your thoughts on Annabelle in the comments below. But beware, for the next doll you come across might not be as innocent as it seems.